Pay close attention. What you are about to hear is not just an intriguing idea or another spiritual video. It is an ancient code, transmitted quietly through the ages under different names and languages. Today, it reappears because you are ready to hear it. Nothing happens by chance. The fact that this video found you is a vibrational synchronicity. Your energy field brought you here, and on some level, you already know that. Most people live surrounded by constant noise, mental, emotional, and social. They talk too much, explain too much, share too much. In a world of exposure, silence has become an act of spiritual rebellion. But silence is more than the absence of sound. It is a tool of energetic power, a vibrational matrix where reality is conceived before it manifests. Today, you will understand why some things should never be revealed, not out of superstition, but out of physics. We are going to explore the code of silence and the 7 things that weaken your energy when revealed before their time. This wisdom is ancient, but symbolically confirmed by modern science. In quantum physics, the act of observation changes the behavior of what is being observed. In life, that means that when you expose something that is still forming, you invite multiple fields, opinions, judgments, vibrations, to collapse the potential that was still pure energy. This is not belief, it is resonance. Energy responds to attention. The ancients knew this. Egyptians, Hindus, Tibetans, all practiced silence as a vibrational technology. Sound is structured energy, and words either build or disperse it. Silence protects the creative field until manifestation becomes stable. So silence is not emptiness. It is the matrix of possibility, the space where thought is still pure light before it becomes matter. Every time you speak about what is not yet ready, you expose it to fragmentation. Throughout this journey, notice how many times something went wrong right after you spoke about it. A project, a relationship, a dream. Today, you'll understand why. And if this message already resonates, subscribe now. Not only to support this work, but because every subscription expands our collective consciousness. This is not just a channel, it's a vibrational field. When you join, you strengthen the grid of awakened beings. Take a deep breath, feel. We're only beginning. You're about to rediscover the invisible power that has always lived in silence. Energy, in its purest essence, is information. And all information seeks movement, expression, and direction. Every time you speak, think, or act, you direct that energy, like a beam of light projected outward from your field. But here's a secret. What remains unspoken within you accumulates power. Silence is not omission. It is incubation. It is the energetic womb where reality takes shape. Ancient wisdom traditions understood this perfectly. In the Egyptian temples, initiates were taught that every spoken word created a thought form, a real energetic structure capable of affecting the material world. In the East, masters called this principle Vak Shakti, the creative power of sound. And interestingly, modern science has reached the same conclusion, though in different terms: vibrational resonance. Nikola Tesla said that if you want to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Neuroscience now confirms that every thought generates an electric and magnetic signature in the brain, a measurable field that extends beyond the physical body. That means the mind is an antenna, and each idea is a signal emitted to the quantum field. When you speak, you amplify that signal. When you remain silent, you condense it. That is the true power of energetic secrecy. It concentrates the creative field. Imagine preparing a masterpiece. Each brushstroke is a thought, each color an emotion. Speaking about it before it's complete is like exposing a wet painting to the wind. The creative energy dissipates. In quantum language, this is known as the principle of coherence. When your heart, brain, and energy field vibrate in alignment, manifestation becomes stable. Silence is the bridge that connects these centers, preventing premature dispersion. That's why ancient masters knew speech should come after integration, not before. Yet modern society has conditioned us to share everything: thoughts, plans, emotions, intentions. We've been taught that exposure equals freedom. But there's a crucial difference between conscious expression and energetic leakage. Conscious expression comes from inner coherence. Leakage arises from the need for validation. And that constant search for validation is what fragments creative energy. Silence is also a field of healing. When you pause intentionally, you create space to hear what's really moving within. In that space, intuition speaks, and unlike logic, it doesn't shout, it whispers. Only silence can hear it. So, right now, take a few seconds. Pause. Listen to your own inner sound. Each moment of stillness is an invitation for the universe to reveal what words cannot explain. Have you ever shared a dream with excitement, a new project, an inspired idea, a change that felt alive, and suddenly the energy vanished? That spark that felt unstoppable just disappeared. Most people call it bad luck or lack of focus. But in truth, what happened was an energetic leak. When you speak about a dream still in gestation, you're unconsciously exposing a vibrational seed to the winds of external interference. Spiritually, it means taking something sacred out of the invisible field, where everything is pure potential, and placing it in the field of opinions, judgments, and projections, where every external thought begins to collapse your dream's original frequency. Quantum physics describes this as the collapse of the wave function. Until something is observed, it exists as infinite potential. Once it's observed, it becomes a single result. When you reveal your dreams, you invite multiple minds, each vibrating at a different frequency, to observe that creation. As a result, it adjusts to the collective average of those vibrations, no longer to the purity of your intention. That's why so many projects lose strength after being announced. The energy fragments. The field of intention becomes diluted in the need for validation and recognition. But there's a deeper layer. The impulse to speak early often comes from a subtle need for validation. Every time you seek external approval, you're telling the universe that your own energy isn't enough. And the field responds to that exact vibration: insufficiency. True manifestation is born in the fertile silence, where desire remains pure, untouched by others' expectations. That's where the universe conspires in your favor, because the field is quiet, coherent, and undisturbed. Like a seed growing underground, a dream matures in silence until it's ready to meet the light. The time to speak comes only when your vision has enough vibrational mass to sustain itself. Before that, silence is protection, not secrecy, but reverence for creation. And if you now realize that part of your energy has been scattered in words spoken too soon, take a deep breath and declare within yourself, I now reclaim all energy I once dispersed by revealing what was still being created. Hold that mantra. It is a vibrational reprogramming. And if this truth resonates, write in the comments. I nurture my dreams in silence until they bloom. Remember, your words are not just marks on a screen. They are vibrational codes that begin reshaping the field around you. There's a subtle truth few understand. The universe doesn't just respond to what you want, it responds to the vibration you emit while wanting. Every time you speak about your next move before taking it, you shift that vibration. The energy of action, instead of being focused inward, spreads outward through words. When you announce your plans, your field expands and begins to interact with others. Each person carries their own frequencies, beliefs, doubts, expectations, projections. The overlap of these frequencies creates interference, Physics calls it wave interference. Spirituality calls it loss of energetic coherence. Either way, focus is lost, clarity weakens, and your once straight luminous path becomes tangled in noise. The ancient masters said, "Never announce a step before it's anchored in your heart." This isn't superstition, it's vibrational science. The brain releases dopamine when you talk about your plans, the neurotransmitter of anticipation and pleasure. You feel the satisfaction of completion before taking any real action, and so, subconsciously, you lose the energy of momentum. But when you remain silent, something extraordinary happens. Energy stays in motion, compressed, alive, ready to expand in the right direction. Silence aligns the field with intention. It's the space where action becomes inevitable. Remember this, it's not secrecy that gives you power, it's silent alignment. Speaking about what's still being built is like opening the temple doors during a ritual. Sacred sound escapes and pure energy dissipates. True power isn't in being seen, it's in being vibrated. Now, pause. Breathe deeply. Feel how your words sculpt reality. Then repeat this vibrational code, aloud or silently. I consciously choose the frequency that creates my world. And if you wish, write it in the comments, because it's more than engagement. It's a practice of energy anchoring. The affirmations you record here, in the comments or in your personal notebook, are more than words. They are vibration codes. When you write, read, and repeat them consciously, you create an energetic circuit that reprograms the mind and anchors a new timeline in your field. When I invite you to comment, it's not for engagement. It's to feed the collective flow of consciousness. It's an exercise in anchoring. Repetition turns vibration into identity. So, if you wish to seal this understanding now, write, here or privately, I consciously choose the frequency that creates my world. Repeat this for the next few days, aloud or silently. Let it become the background music of your energy field. Each time you say it, the universe rearranges itself around your new coherence. And slowly, everything that doesn't match it begins to dissolve, naturally, effortlessly. Feel what's moving inside you now. That subtle clarity you sense, that's coherence forming. Because silence is not emptiness, it's the birthplace of light. Not every form of openness is liberation. Not every confession heals. Sometimes what feels like relief is actually a vibrational leak disguised as honesty. And this is something that must be understood deeply. We live in an era where emotional exposure is celebrated as authenticity. We've been conditioned to believe that sharing our pain makes us real. And yes, it can. But there's a hidden line between speaking with consciousness and handing your energy to someone unprepared to hold it. When you expose your emotions in a low-frequency space, it's the spiritual equivalent of leaving an open wound exposed to dust. The space might look safe, but energetically, it's not clean enough to sustain your healing. Modern psychology calls this re-traumatization, reliving pain without the vibrational support needed for transformation. Quantum language would describe it as feeding the same timeline. Every time you speak of pain without the intent to transmute it, you keep it alive. This is not about denial, it's about discernment. Emotions are energy in motion, emotion. Like all energy, they require conscious containers. Ancient initiates knew this. In Egyptian mystery schools, an apprentice could only share an inner experience once they reached emotional coherence with it, once the wound had turned into wisdom. Today, however, we expose our wounds in real time, online, in casual talks, in spaces vibrating with distraction and judgment. The result? The more you speak of pain, the more you anchor it. Vibration echoes, multiplies, and solidifies. But conscious silence isn't repression, it's alchemy. It's the sacred moment when emotion is allowed to settle until it reveals its hidden truth. When you stop speaking and start listening, you transform the noise of suffering into the frequency of wisdom. There's freedom in keeping your process private until it blossoms into understanding. That's not isolation, it's self-love. You don't need everyone to understand your pain. You only need to understand it deeply enough not to keep vibrating in it. So reflect for a moment. How many times have you opened your heart to someone who couldn't hold it? How many times did you leave a conversation more drained than before? Those are signs your field needs more silence and less exposure. Use silence as an inner temple. Inside it, every emotion finds its place and transforms into light. And when you finally speak, let it be because the wound has become wisdom, not because the ego seeks an echo. Now close your eyes and affirm quietly, I honor my silence. It is the space where my soul heals. That phrase is a vibrational seal. It reorganizes your emotional field and returns your power to the heart. Some experiences were never meant to be explained. They were meant to be felt. When you try to translate an expansion of consciousness into words, it loses vibrational density. And when you share something sacred with those who don't believe, the vibration of the sacred becomes fragmented. This isn't about superiority or division between believers and skeptics. It's about understanding fields of coherence. Every spiritual experience is an energy field vibrating at a specific frequency. When you share it with someone on a different wavelength, especially someone who denies or mocks it, a process known in quantum physics as vibrational decoherence occurs. The field loses harmony. The once organized information begins to scatter. Skepticism is not just a belief, it's a frequency. The human brain, in states of disbelief or judgment, emits fast, chaotic beta waves. These waves interfere with the alpha and theta states, the frequencies of meditation, faith, and creativity. The moment you defend your truth before disbelief, your vibration shifts. That's why the ancients called sacred knowledge a mystery, not because it was unknowable, but because not every sound can be heard by every ear. They knew the vibration of an experience must be protected until it finds a field capable of holding it. Think of a time when you experienced something beyond logic, a synchronicity, a deep meditation, an encounter that felt orchestrated by the universe. Remember how it felt when you tried to explain it to someone who doubted you. The magic seemed to fade, didn't it? That's because disbelief compresses infinity into logic, and when you compress infinity, it goes silent. You don't need to convince anyone of the unseen. Your energy speaks louder than any proof. Those who are meant to see will see, in their time. Your task is not to explain the invisible, it's to embody it. True spirituality is quiet. It doesn't seek validation. It radiates coherence. When you stand firm in your truth, even if no one understands, the universe listens. Over time, your reality aligns with that silent faith. There is power in protecting the invisible, because the invisible is the matrix of all that will become visible. Holding a sacred experience within is not hiding, it's nurturing. When it's ready, it will overflow naturally, transforming everything around you without needing words. So the next time you experience something subtle, don't rush to share. Let silence integrate it, and if others doubt you, smile. Their doubt only confirms your expansion. Affirm quietly, I trust the invisible. My experience is my vibrational truth. This affirmation seals your field and protects the flame of your awareness amid the winds of disbelief. Not all energy leaks are obvious. Some are subtle, hidden within social habits, casual conversations, or innocent enthusiasm. Yet energetically, every word you speak is a pulse of frequency, and depending on the field it enters, that pulse either expands or dissipates. There are three particularly silent forms of energetic loss: talking too much about money, victories, and personal struggles. At first glance, these seem harmless, even necessary. But vibrationally, they are portals of dispersion. The first is exposing your financial plans. Money carries the frequency of survival, value, and exchange, making it one of the most sensitive energies in human experience. When you share financial intentions with people who vibrate in scarcity or competition, their emotional field interacts with yours. Physics calls this destructive interference, when two different waves partially cancel each other out. Spiritually, it's allowing other people's limitations to blend with your intention of abundance. The result is an unstable, confused energy flow. The second is speaking excessively about your achievements. Celebration is vital, but there's a thin line between gratitude and validation. If your celebration comes from the heart, it expands abundance. If it comes from ego, from needing to be seen, the vibration contracts. The ego, by nature, is insecure. It needs constant recognition, and with every word of pride, energy leaks out of the field. The third and most delicate is sharing intimate problems with those who can't hold them. Each time you tell the story of your pain, your nervous system relives it. Neuroscience confirms the brain doesn't distinguish between what's imagined and what's experienced. If the listener lacks the intention to heal, if they listen only out of curiosity or judgment, the field becomes distorted, amplifying the wound. Keeping certain experiences private isn't secrecy, it's protection. True transparency is selective. It appears only in spaces strong enough to hold the truth without breaking it. In such cases, silence is the guardian of your energetic integrity. It protects what's still healing, forming, becoming. An old Hermetic saying captures this wisdom. Everything real blooms in silence before being seen by the light. Nothing genuine needs to be announced to exist. It simply needs to be nurtured until it radiates strongly enough to reveal itself. So over the next few days, observe. Where are you investing energy without return? With whom do you share your dreams, pains, and victories? And how do you feel afterward? If you feel drained, that's your signal. Withdraw gently. Reclaim your energy. Affirm within, I choose to nourish my field only in spaces that sustain my expansion. The universe doesn't respond to pretty words, it responds to coherence. And coherence arises when what you think, feel, and say are perfectly aligned with what you're becoming. Everything you reveal has an energetic cost. Every word you speak is a vibrational transaction between the visible and the invisible. And often, the price of that transaction is the loss of creative power. Quantum physics tells us the universe is a web of possibilities. Nothing is fixed until it's observed. Everything vibrates in overlapping states, infinite in potential, until a consciousness, yours, another's, or the collective's, interacts with that field and collapses it into a single outcome. When you speak, you observe with the verb, and the verb collapses energy. Speech gives form, and every form reduces infinity to limitation. That is the hidden cost of exposure. Every revelation is a contraction. You pull something out of the infinite field and fix it into density. If it's not yet mature, the process stops. It's like picking fruit before it's ripe. Sweetness never comes. The cycle breaks. Neuroscience mirrors this principle differently. The brain processes words and experiences through the same neural pathways. In other words, speaking creates a partial experience. When you talk too much about something, your body believes it's already happened, and the creative momentum dissolves. But there's a spiritual layer beyond that. Words are not just sounds, they are encoded intentions. Each word sends commands to the quantum field. The universe doesn't respond to your desires, it responds to your coherence. If your words carry doubt, fear, or anxiety, that's the vibration it mirrors back to you. That's the quantum cost of exposure. Vibrational incoherence. To speak before you've integrated, to reveal before you've anchored, to teach before you've lived. The premature verb weakens manifestation. But when you speak from integration, words become creation portals. They don't explain, they decree. They don't persuade, they reveal. That's why the ancient masters, from Christ to Thoth, from Buddha to Hermes, called the word the Logos, the primal creative force. Silence is the womb of the word. Speech is its birth. Premature words create fragments. Mature words create worlds. So before speaking, ask yourself, does what I'm about to say create or disperse? That question alone can reshape your destiny. Because the outer world is nothing but the echo of your inner vibration. The universe doesn't hear promises, it feels frequency. And the frequency of your word defines the world you inhabit. Everything revealed before its time costs energy. Everything held in conscious silence accumulates power. With every word, you choose whether to spend energy or to create reality. Now you understand why silence isn't absence, it's presence. Why it isn't emptiness, it's the space where the universe breathes through you. Everything shared in this journey leads to one truth. Energy strengthens in silence and weakens in premature exposure. You learned that speaking your dreams too soon weakens the manifestation field, that announcing your next move invites vibrational interference, that sharing pain in the wrong spaces reopens wounds instead of healing them, that revealing sacred experiences to non-believers dilutes their frequency, and that talking too freely about money, victories, or intimacy drains subtle power. Above all, you've seen that every word is a quantum choice, a vibrational collapse shaping the timeline you inhabit. Silence is the language of the masters. It doesn't persuade, it transforms. It's the field where matter organizes before creation, the place where the unseen prepares to be born. When you live with that awareness, you speak less, but your words become magnetic. You share less, but what you share has soul. Your frequency becomes coherent, and life begins to mirror that coherence. Practice quantum silence from now on. Before speaking, breathe. Before reacting, observe. Before sharing, feel if the space can hold what you're about to reveal. That's spiritual intelligence, the art of timing your vibration, because silence isn't the opposite of action, it's the origin of it. It's the vibration where energy condenses before it moves. When you act from silence, you move with the rhythm of creation itself. The silence protects you. It empowers you. It reveals you. And if you feel a stirring within, a knowing that this truth was always yours, then this message has served its purpose. You didn't find it by chance. The code of silence found you because your consciousness is ready for a new level of vibrational mastery. Live more selectively, more deeply, more silently, and watch what happens. Noise fades, synchronicities multiply, time slows, and reality responds with precision to your vibration. Everything you seek already exists, on the other side of silence. Now take a deep breath. Feel the energy anchoring in your field. And if this message resonated with you, leave your reflection, not for attention, but as an act of vibrational grounding. If this message resonated with you, share it. Help expand this field of awareness, because each awakened soul illuminates hundreds more. Leave your comment, your vibration, your testimony, not for engagement, but because your energy is part of this collective creation. And remember, the highest timeline is not a place in the future. It is a state of being, available here and now. May you walk in peace, in clarity, and in love, until the next awakening.